everyone, welcome back. We are finally live. Let's begin. Today's UI is going to be the perfect portfolio project, especially if you're just starting out. This has so many cool techniques and is built so simply that you do not want to miss this one. And with that said, let's see what we're building today. Today's UI design is this one, and it's a complete, easy, accessible mobile UI. And one of the best things about this entirely is that when you click on it, check out the awesome animation that does. Check it out. This is so awesome. The whole circle changes from wherever you click on it, and then you also have these fruits changing, rotating by a little bit every single time randomly, and then you also have these marshmallow changing, and you also have these images changing. This is one of the most honest, awesome UIs we've made up until now on this channel, and this is going to be such an amazing build. So let's just get started. If you are new here, welcome, subscribe, and find all of the assets that we're using in our Discord group, link in the description. So if you don't yet have Figma installed, go ahead and do that from figma.com/downloads. Once you do, you're going to go back over to the video that you're currently watching, and you're going to find in the description of today's video a link to our super secret Discord group where you can find Milkshake UI 13th March 2025, which is the weird code. In fact, it's not even code named for the UI that we're building today, and all of the images as well. So let's just click on this and see what we've got. Right off the bat, you've got 6 different folders, 8 different files, a lot of stuff going on, and we'll just unpack this as we go. But let's just try to download the main images as we get started, and then we're going to get into these folders as well. So today's UI is going to be a long one, and it's going to be complicated, but it's just easier to build and complicated to look at, if that makes sense. Let's just get started. Say hi in the chat and let's begin. Alright, let's now download all of these images because of course we need to. Also download Figma if you haven't yet. Do not live under a rock. Install Figma now. I did an amazing thing recently which shocked and surprised me, and it is as follows. I had 2 images of marshmallows and I renamed them Marsh and Mellow. You can thank me for that favor in the live chat. I know, huge favor. Anyways, with that said, now that we've downloaded all of these images, let's go back to Figma, and we're going to click on the plus button at the top to create a new UI, and click on a new design file to create a new design file, because why would we not? Once that is done, now we're going to get started with creating this UI. So this is going to be super duper fun. The first thing you do absolutely is just to go to the bottom and click on one of these phone UIs to create a new UI. So the first thing we're going to do is MacBook Pro 14. Let's do MacBook Pro 14, and I just want to make sure that we actually have an outer frame when you go to the prototype section. So when you do prototype this UI, you actually are able to see the outer external border of the UI itself, which is going to be, hold your hats for this one. So check it out. This looks super duper clean, super duper nice, and building it on this UI would be much better as opposed to a plain rectangle, which is why we're making sure to choose iPhone 16 Plus or iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max. You know what, can we choose iPhone 15 Pro 14 Pro Max? Let's do iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let's just stick to the exact ratios. And with that said, let's also charge the laptop so early on in the stream, because if this guy dies out, so do I with the stream. That's going to be horrible. And I'm smiling through this, but I'm really not. With that done, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to go over to our files and get all of the different files that we've downloaded. Let's go to our downloads folder and just import. Oops, wow, I just went really down. I'm just going to select all of these and just get them out here. Press shift to get them all out if you're on Windows. And now we have the 8 main images to get us started. With that out of the way, let's get started with our first UI, which is going to be this one. Super awesome. Alright, we're going to get started with the first image. Let's just drag this guy in the middle, nothing to worry about at all. And today we're going to do something fun, which is, instead of changing the background color of the frame, hear me out, we're going to create a circle which is much larger than the actual frame, make it cut across the frame itself, and then when we click on the circle itself, that's going to sort of come out from in the middle, and that's going to change our colors, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to show you what I mean by that. Instead of changing the color of this frame, I'm now going to create an ellipse which is really large in size. I'm just going to press shift, and that's going to make sure this is equally scaled, so the width and height is equal when I press shift along with the mouse. So I'm just going to align this perfectly in the center and have this be at the bottom of our mobile device. Once that is done, we're going to go over here, change this fill to a radial fill, and also make sure this radial gradient is sort of skewed towards the bottom, because we want it to radiate out of the image. That is always the goal. With that done, we're going to change the color of this circle to brown instead of, to gray instead of brown. Look at me, I'm already making mistakes. This is amazing. And now we're just going to do a lighter shade instead of the gray, just so we have something nice to pop the whole thing out of. Let's just have this change colors. Check it out, it actually looks really nice. Like, this looks genuinely bright and awesome. And you can do a lighter shade if you want, but honestly this works for me, so I'm just going to stick with it. The next thing I want to do is, wow, I just came across a really high number. The next thing I want to do is get my fonts right. So the fonts that we're using today are a special one. This is Statliches as the title font, and also Inter as our main font. So I'm pretty sure you're already aware of Inter, but Statliches is a new font. It has been around for long, but for us it's new. Chocolatey Delight. Wow. Statliches. This is really complicated, by the way, to type out. Anyways, now we're going to increase the font size to 96. And once that is done, let's make this go over to the new line. And once that is done, we're going to align it in the center, reduce the font size some more. You know what? 72 might be a little bit better suited to our use case. Remove the line height. Align it perfectly in the center, and then maybe increase the space some more. Let's give it an 84 font size, because why not? You know what? I want to make this a little bit smaller. Let's just work around with the font sizes, see what works. And with that done, next we're going to add our logo. Just to do that, sidebar, we're going to get Iconify, which is an icons plugin in Figma, and get a Milkshake icon from there, just so we have a simpler path in making the whole icon. So we don't want to spend a lot of time doing that, which is why we're going to go over to our screen, get our perfect Iconify plugin, search for it if you have to, and get our perfect icon. Let's search for Milkshake. Look at me, the last thing I was searching for on Iconify was brains, because I've got brains. This is amazing. And we're just going to get any one of these icons. It really does not matter which one you get. Let's import this guy, import it as a frame, bring it over to the center, make it smaller, change the color to white, and reduce the line height by a whole lot. Let's select this frame, bring this over to the top, remove the extra plugins and whatnot, bring it over to the center, make it smaller once again, add it to the top left corner, reduce the line height a little bit, and with that, check it out, ladies and gentlemen, we have a logo so quickly in the UI itself. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is obviously get our text. So this is a huge chunk of text. I highly encourage you to pause this video right now, type this out. Once you've done that, we're just going to add this text over here. So let's just go over here, and I'm just going to paste this text with the same exact style. And now to style our text, so you can just pause the video, type this out in the same font that we have already. And now we're going to change the font family to Inter. And then we're going to reduce the font size to 20. You know what? 20 is too big. I'm just going to change it to 16, because why should I not? It's a delightful festival of changing font sizes. Yes, I did ignore Holy with the whole thing. With that said, I'm just going to shift this above, and I'm just going to make sure this is perfectly aligned. In fact, we need to make a little bit of space for the call to action button, which is right here. So we need to shift these above instinctively. Let's just shift them above. And now we're just going to shift this above as well. We can bring this down if we want to, and then have a little bit of space there ready for our call to action button, which is also really important. And now we're just going to bring this down here, make sure everything is perfectly aligned, add an arrow, which we can just do on our own, and just draw a line here. This is just really simple stuff. Go over and change, you know what, just as soon as this ends, change one of the endpoints to an arrow, and that's just going to be it. This is like the simplest thing ever. The endpoints can be an arrow, and I do want to make the arrow a little bit bigger. I'm certainly hoping it does go a little bit bigger, but even if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure we can figure out something else. Check it out. This looks really nice. The other end is going to be rounded off, which is also quite nice. And obviously we're going to make it even smaller, so we didn't even have to get another icon for this. This is like the simplest hack anyone is ever going to give you to make arrows. This looks incredible, and we're just going to get this down here, make it smaller. Obviously this is so funny because it feels like I'm scaling a whole 2D thing when it's just a single line. I'm just going to align this in the center perfectly, and with that done, we now have a UI that's pretty damn close to the stuff we were aiming for. But we're not done yet. There is still a lot of stuff to do, which is why I'm so happy. And now we're just going to go over to the radial gradient, make sure it comes out perfectly from wherever our image is. That's the primary goal. The next thing we're going to do is, obviously, we're going to get all of these images of marshmallows, make sure they're perfectly aligned. So let's just go over back, select the both of these, just drag your cursor and you're going to select the both of these, copy and paste them, and just bring them over here. Select one of these, bring them down here. You can use any point of rotation you want. Make sure it's present inside of our frame. Make sure this is present behind this image, so right click, send it back, and then maybe bring it in front of our ellipse. Lock the ellipse in place because you don't want it moving around. You want the radiance of the radial gradient to come out from behind the image, which is very specific to us. With that done, the next thing we're going to do, and the last thing we're going to do for this UI itself, is just get these little images, and this is where our folders come in. So these are the folders you can find in our Discord group, and I'm just going to download all of these images, which are available completely for free. Why are you missing out? Go join the Discord group, link in the description. At this point I'm so used to just saying that word. Just press Ctrl+Shift+K, and we're going to go down to our downloads. I don't even know what I had opened up there, and I'm just going to get all of my images. Let's just get all of them over here. And now I have all 3 of my images. I'm just going to rename this to C. So we're just doing ABC to name these guys now. Just hold on a minute, and we're going to change these names to A, B, and C. And the reason we're just doing A, B, and C is because when you have these names B, A, B, and C, then it becomes really easy for Figma Smart Animate, which why that is, I'll just get into that in a little while. So just hold on with me for that. And then we're going to make sure they are just randomly wherever we want them to be. Just send them to the back and then bring them in front of our ellipse. Check it out. This actually looks really nice. And once this is done, this is like genuinely the perfect UI. We're going to duplicate this a bunch of times, which is 5 more times, because we need to make 6 different screens. So let's just do that. And now I'm just going to go over here and replace these images. I'm just going to upload one from computer, which is the next one. And I'm just going to do that for a whole bunch of other UIs as well. So I'm just going to crop this image, make sure we're taking up the perfect amount of space we need to. Let's just do one thing at a time, batch it together. This is going to make your workflow so much quicker, so much simpler, and honestly very organized. We're just going to get each one of these as they come. You can change the image positioning with the crop fill right over here. And then we're going to do this once again. Let's just upload another one from the computer, get this guy in here, and just change the fit to, change this to crop. Oops, change this to crop, and then maybe shift this a little bit over here, make it a little bit bigger. The next thing we're going to do is change this image once again. Obviously, you guessed that right. If you did, we're going to get all of the images that we're working with today, because that is very important. And lastly, we have this image. Let's just change this as well. And once we have a reference point for all of the images that we're going to be changing, it is now that we can change the background color. So this just makes your workflow so much more simpler, because you know which image to change. So we're just going to add these perfectly in the same exact position. And now we have all of these images. I feel like these aren't necessary right now, so I'm just going to get rid of them. And also these marshmallows are too redundant as well. And with that, we're now going to start changing all of these images. But before I do that, I feel like it's the correct point to acknowledge that these marshmallows need to be rotated a little bit. And the reason I'm doing them right now is because these are very, very visible with the color black, which is why it's just quicker and easier to just get them rotated randomly while we are at it. So let's just change the rotation a little bit, and you will see why I'm doing this in a bit. So you'll actually be able to see the advantages of just randomly rotating them really, really soon, I promise. I'm just going to rotate them randomly. Doesn't even have to be the perfect direction, the perfect point. You can just go over and rotate them however you like, just the randommost stuff. And let's just get this over with. And now we're going to change the background colors as well. This is just really, really simple stuff. We're going to go over to the ellipse that we're using and then change the background color. So for the first one, we're using a bright pink, which we're actually going to source from inside the image, just work our way to a perfect color. And then the next color is going to be a light shade of pink, which we're going to get from the center as well. Check it out. This actually looks really, really nice. It's really bright and radiant and fun. The next thing that we're going to do is obviously change the colors once again. Going to get a really light shade of yellow and then a darker shade as well. Can we change these colors? I think we can. Let's just change this to be the bright shade of yellow that we're using. This genuinely looks like the most fun UI I've done in a while. If you like where this is going, like this video, say hi in the chat, because we've forgotten to do that entirely today. But this is the perfect portfolio project. Even if you guys want to just copy and paste it, I'm fine with that. I really am. You can get all of these images for free. Link in the description in our Discord group. That's the perfect place to get all of my design assets for free. And this is like the perfect portfolio project I would put, because this looks incredible. I'm being honest. This is so awesome. Just amazing. If you're not entirely sure what color to use, just source it from inside the image. And we're going to change this color as well. Wow, look at that. This looks amazing. This is so awesome, you guys. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but this is genuinely awesome. All right, and next we're going to change this to green. And with that, we're done changing the colors. I love the way they've turned out. Wow, this is genuinely coming together really, really nicely. And it's so much better than what I expected, which was horrible as well. Anyways, I want to make this a little bit more purple, just a tiny bit brighter. Atul says, hi Veera, good evening. Good evening, happy Holi to you as well. This is a brilliant day for a brilliant UI, and of course we're here as always. All right, let's change the text, because I can't tolerate the word chocolatey on the color pink. This is pain to my eyes. Horrible. You can pause the video right here, copy and paste all of these if you want. I'm just going to copy and paste it, because if I started typing it, I can guarantee everyone watching this would run away or just cringe or give me a horrible compliment in the comments on how horribly slow my typing is, which is not something I want to read, honestly, after designing the whole entire UI. So I'm just going to change this text really, really quickly. And the point I'm trying to make today is the order with which you use these guys does not matter. You can use pink first, orange first, whatever it is, and you'll be fine. You'll just be fine. Just copy and paste the text. As simple as that. Let's just copy the text, paste it back. Let's just paste it here, match our exact style. And we're just going to add this over here really, really quickly. Doesn't need to be complicated, doesn't need to be overthought. Just copy it, paste it back. I wanted to honestly put blueberry bliss here first, but it's just so purple, couldn't convince myself. You know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it today. I'm a really committed person. I'm going to change it to say blueberry. Don't ask why this is purple. I don't know either. These are some of the weird mysteries of English that I don't want to hear the answers to. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with historical weirdness, which leads me to the question for the chat that is watching us live. Should I come live tomorrow? It's Holi and I have a special surprise, but the availability of the viewers is a question to me. Type yes in the chat if you want to see us do something special here tomorrow on account of the beautiful festival that is Holi. Type no if you don't want me to. I'll just be happy sitting at home, but I don't sit very often with empty hands, so that might be a problem. With that said, let's just go over to individual folders and download our ABC images, just so we have some sort of structure with the way we're doing this. So I'm just downloading 3 other images, hoping those download quickly. let's go over here, change this image to our first image. This is A. So we're going to get, and I've done ABC for these images just so you know where to position things. So now you're going to position the pink A exactly in the corner that we were working with. You can resize them if you want to. In fact, it would be preferable because honestly, these are different sizes, and just using your eyes where you need to would be much better. Let's just get these over here. All right, and C, this needs to be changed as well. Let's change this UI, change the sizing, change the positioning. Check it out. This honestly looks incredible. With that done, let's get our banana UI as well. Quick poll in the chat, you guys. Should I be live tomorrow? Because we have something special planned, but I am a little bit skeptical because I am a skeptic. No better way to put it. With that said, let's change these images. A for A, B for B, and you're not going to believe it. I'm going to use C for C. I know. No one saw it coming. This is the kind of comedy that makes me feel like I'm crappy at making jokes, which is horrible. Completely horrible. The one word I've used the most on this entire 100 Days of UI and beyond live stream series is the word horrible. You will find me using the word horrible 100 times, even when there's like 70 streams right now, which is horrible. You guessed it. If someone made a compilation of just me saying horrible, it would be a long video, a whole hour of just me saying this is horrible. And then I would comment down on that video, this is horrible. You guessed it. Wow. I'm not that good at making jokes. Unless you're laughing on the other side of the screen, in which case, comment below. Veera, you're amazing. You make great jokes. I love your jokes. And then I'll take that as a compliment. I won't doubt it, because if I start doubting it, I'll doubt a lot of reality. With that said, let's just look at where we are at things. I feel like we're just really close to getting things done now, which is awesome. Let's get all of these images downloaded really quickly. All right, I'm just changing these images out. This is A. This is B. Oops. And this is C. And with that, we have all of our different images with us. Let's just change this last one as well, and that'll be it. How's everyone doing in the chat? Let me know, because this is a happy day. We're designing the perfect portfolio project. Why would we not? All right, let's just change these guys. Let's let the image come inside, and we'll just make this a little bit bigger. Tomorrow, I have a freebie which I want to give on the channel, which I've been gatekeeping for so long. And so if you guys want me to come live, just type Y in the chat or yes in the chat. Both of those are fine, because I probably will, because it's an awesome piece of information that so many people need right now. Just the current state of UI. With that said, check it out. We have all of our frames ready, but we are not done yet. The prototyping part is just barely getting started, and this is where the fun comes in. Check it out. We've already gotten so good at 6 different screens. This was the simplest thing in the whole wide world, but we're not done. We are not done yet. Let's unlock all of the ellipses, because it is finally time. The ellipses said something, and it's now that I want you to change the name of ellipse. So I want you to call it pink ellipse. Pink E. I'm just going to call the ellipses E, and then just change all of these names, because, and you're going to see why in a real bit. Brown E. Let's also go over here, change this to yellow E. Go over here, change this to orange E. Change this to purple E. And finally, surprise, change this to gray E. No, I'm kidding, green E. With that done, now we're going to select all of these circles, because there is so much fun in these circles. Just select them all. And now you're going to see the actual reason we were so keen on prototyping them. So we're just going to get them out here. This is our group of circles. We're going to make sure all of these are in front of each other, and as soon as that's done, we're going to have a master group which we can honestly reuse 6 different times. So this is our group. Atul says, yes, you can. I really appreciate your efforts regarding UI design. Thank you. That is such a nice thing to say, and that is really the enforcement I need, because why not? It's web design. Of course, I'm here all the time. With that said, now we're just going to take this whole group and we're just going to copy it, and we're creating an entire copy of this group by pressing shift, because we don't want to get rid of the actual group itself. We're going to have to reuse it, or if we lose it, we need something. And then we're going to get rid of the brown from over here, select all of these, send them, make them smaller firstly, send them in the center of the screen, and then finally send them behind our main circle. And then when we click on it, the circle that is pink E is in this small and hidden state, which will come out in a big external state in the next frame, and that's going to give us a splash effect, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, just follow along to the steps and you will start to see why we're doing things the way we're doing things. Sam is saying, hey, how do you make assets? That, my friend, is a completely huge topic that I want to cover in such great detail. And you know what, tomorrow I'm going to reveal why tomorrow. I'm going to reveal so much tomorrow. Tomorrow is a special thing that we're launching, and I wanted to keep it for a special day. Atul says, of course you can give us some freebies on the holy day. Of course we can. That is such a nice thing to hear right now, because internally I'm really conflicted on yes or no, but now I have all of the confirmation I need. With that said, I have so much stuff to reveal tomorrow, because any secrets and mysteries, including how I make my assets, are just going to be hidden away in a stream tomorrow. You can count on that. Just make them as small as you want to, these circles, and get rid of the same circle as the pink E. So if this is the pink frame, you're going to get rid of the pink E from over here. So only one of each can exist at a time, if that makes sense. And now we're going to get another one of these groups, put them right here in the center. I want to tell you how I make my assets, but I want to keep it for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're launching something, and it's completely free, of course, but it's the perfect place to get all of your assets and everything else. So I don't want to spoil it, because if I spoil it, how am I going to make YouTube views as a content creator? No, I'm kidding. It's a deep topic, honestly, and I want to just cover it, give it its spotlight as a whole. I just don't want to spoil this and that as well. If you're watching this in the future, any humans, can you please go to the next live stream that I did after this, where I reveal a couple of my secrets. Pretty huge deal, by the way. We have one yellow over here and only one, which is great news. We're just going to copy this one last time. Sam says, haha, we'll be waiting. Thank you so much. Please wait. Do not go away, because if you go away, my YouTube following falls down, which makes me sad. This is honest truth now. This started off as a joke, but I realized I'm being more honest than I wanted to. Amazing. Atul says tomorrow at Twitch time 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, which is 3:30 p.m. GMT, but 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. As always, let's get rid of the green guy from over here and make sure we have a purple. Yes, we do. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and others, animals, pets, friends, whatever you are, we're going to prototype. This is the moment of truth. We're going to just change this to the next guy. Animation style is going to be smart animate. That is really important over here. The style for animation is going to be gentle, because bouncy gives you a lot of jarring issues from Figma and WebGL, which you don't want, especially if you're using Figma on a browser. So I'm just going to keep this universal, and then you're just going to change it. So it's going to be smart animate gentle. Navigate to smart animate gentle on tap. And with that, check it out, you guys. Oops, check it out. We have successfully completed this, and make sure to link your last screen to the first one. People forget this all the time, and then it's a one-way street, which is just weird to watch. I'm just going to close off everything else and just go over to our grand UI, the stuff that we have been making. Make myself smaller on the screen. Wow, did I make myself smaller? No, I made myself weirder. With that said, let's check what we made. Weird, but true. Check it out, you guys. This looks incredible. This is so nice. This is everything we were hoped for. I know my voice was really loud pitched when I said that, but these circles come up on their own when you click. So wherever you click, these circles change their color. These shapes also rotate a little bit. These marshmallows are always rotating. Can you just see the white guys in the background? These marshmallows are just perfect to get your attention to the right object, which is the product right now. They're just rotating so well, and this is the best UI I've ever made on this channel. I'm not even kidding right now. Add this to your portfolio. Get all the images for free from the Discord group. I will see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This is the best UI I've ever made on this channel. Like this video, say something nice in the comments, or just subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. It's the most important stream we've ever done on this channel, especially because I'm exposing a lot of my own secrets, which is going to be an awesome ride. Let's see you again tomorrow, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 3:30 p.m. GMT. Good night.